I'm Tiffany Taylor for The Hollywood Reporter, and I'm joined by THR's awards analyst, Scott Feinberg. Now, the Emmy nomination voting window opens June 11th, so today we're talking all about Emmy campaigning.
Yes.
So talk to me about how campaigning for Emmy nominations has changed over the years.
Really, in just the last 5 years, it's exploded. I think part of that is because of the streaming services really rising. You've got Netflix, Amazon, Hulu now very much in the game. The challenge is, how do you even break through the noise to get people to check out your show? You know, they were doing yard signs, campaign style yard signs for House of Cards a few years ago. Then you started getting food trucks. Now it's just all out with, you know, movie style premieres of seasons, mailers that are off the wall. A Family Guy sent one out that was basically claiming credit for predicting the Me Too movement and saying, and we know who's next, and then you open it up and it's a mirror. You know, everybody's just trying to get into the conversation. It's never been harder to do that.
What are some of the biggest and craziest campaigns we're seeing so far this year?
Well, this season, really, there's some really creative stuff happening in publicly displayed ads. So if you go through Hollywood and drive along park benches and stuff, you will see basically advertisements for the fake character Gene Cousineau in the HBO show Barry, who's an acting teacher. They're basically offering acting classes with him. Call this number, and then you get some funny stuff. Similarly with the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, the Amazon show, they're giving out business cards, which are a central part of the show, of the sort of raggedy business manager that she has, who put together like 5 business cards, Susie Meyerson. Now you can get Susie Meyerson business cards. If you call that, you hear jokes from the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Is it anything to do with the quality of the show? Not really, but it's a reminder to that you either enjoyed the show or maybe something that makes you say, what is this, and makes you want to go and check it out.
Tell me a little bit about the big campaigns that Amazon and Netflix ran last year.
Well, they introduced something that really took it to a truly unprecedented level with what they call FEC Spaces. People that have big bucks like Netflix and Amazon, they said, why don't we start our own spaces and we'll just do them on the nights that we feel like, and we can do it on many nights. We don't have to wait for a night when the TV Academy tells us that's when we have to do it. And so for weeks on end, these guys were renting, you know, Amazon was over at the Hollywood Athletic Club doing different exhibits of costumes and things every night, and different other exhibitions. Netflix moved over to 3 sound stages at the Raleigh studios, and is, you know, it's extremely impressive. But you hear from their competitors, this kind of is not a fair playing field because they can't even, they can't even compete.
The big question is, though, do these big, crazy campaigns actually impact the way that voters vote?
I think it certainly helps you to helps raise the level of awareness of your shows if people are constantly hearing about, you know, did you hear what Netflix is doing over there with David Letterman's thing, and with Seinfeld's, you know, show and stuff like that. It puts things on people's radar. You know, at the end of the day, people vote in the privacy of their own homes. Nobody's looking over to say, like, you're voting for us because we gave you a fun evening. They vote for what they like. The interesting thing was that those 2 streaming services, Amazon and Netflix, were both the ones that I said that had FEC Spaces last year, and yet neither of them won a series award at the end of the day. The other streaming service, Hulu, that was on the rise, ended up winning for The Handmaid's Tale, and they did not do anything in the same universe as what these other guys were doing. So in a way, it wasn't heartening, I'm sure, for Netflix or Amazon, but it's heartening for those of us who want to think that the most important thing is the quality of the show, because you know, they won without those kinds of add-ons.
Well, I guess we'll start seeing real results soon enough with the nominations and then who wins in September. So thank you so much, Scott, for all your insight. And for more from Scott, you can head to his blog at thr.com/therace.